Hey everybody, I'm in sepia, and the reason for that is because this is not Stop the Hate. This is just a little fuck about video, and although there is an announcement at the end of it, so deal with my ramblings for a second. But it's a little fuck about video, so when I do little fuck about videos, I'm just gonna fuck about. So basically, um, yeah, there is an announcement at the end of this, but there's something I want to talk about real quick, just because it's bugging me, just because it's on my nerves, and I want to talk about it. I love the Avengers. You guys saw my review. I liked the Avengers. It was a great movie, benchmark for the superhero genre. Blah 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 blah. Okay. However, I'm a little sick of something. I'm a little sick of something. Okay. It just crossed the $1 billion mark. Holy shit, can you believe it just crossed the $1 billion mark? I mean, that's never happened before. It's never happened this quick before. It's going to be the biggest movie of all time. That's amazing. No, no, it's not. It's not amazing. It's predictable as shit. Okay? It is predictable as hell that this is happening. Not because of the quality of the movie, not because, well, look, it's unprecedented bringing all these characters together. Of course, everybody went to go see it. Not even because of how well made a movie it is. None of that is important. Okay? That's not what has made it earn $1 billion. And yes, I've heard today that by the end of this week, it's going to be in fourth place. It'll be the fourth highest grossing movie of all time, behind Avatar, Titanic, and Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2. And so obviously, it doesn't have any real competition. I mean, Battleship is its biggest competition this month, and I know that movie's made a lot of money overseas, but I think it'll probably make money here too. But I'm not thinking it's going to be able to really take down the Avengers. Avengers at most will get knocked down to second place, and it'll still be making $50 million. At its lowest up against Battleship, it'll make an additional 40. Um, but that's not my point. Okay. Here's the thing with Avengers making $1 billion. Here's the thing with Avengers being the number one movie of all time, which it's on track to be. Inflation. It's about inflation. Okay. It's about the fact that they charge more money for a ticket now than they used to. Okay, and I'm not knocking the Avengers. I love the Avengers. Don't get me wrong. It's so awesome that the Avengers has made so much money. Yes. But of course it did. When it costs this much money to buy a movie ticket, of course it was going to cross $1 billion. You know what else is going to cross $1 billion? The Dark Knight Rises. You know what else is going to cross $1 billion? The Hobbit. Uh, Movies are going to cross this $1 billion mark more and more. This is going to become the benchmark because it costs so much money to go see a movie that I mean, I remember reading somewhere that actually, if you adjust for inflation, Gone with the Wind is still the number one movie of all time. Ever. It's Gone with the Wind. Okay? Because they're adjusted for inflation. They went by ticket sales. They went by how many people actually paid to go see this. I think Star Wars, the original Star Wars, is still in second place when adjusted for inflation. Um, and again, I don't want to rain on everybody's parade. It just makes me because it's not a real figure that's being thrown around. And everybody is using, Twihards use it. Twihards turn around and go, well, Twilight made more money than The Dark Knight did opening weekend. you know, yeah, because it costs more money now than it did 4 years ago to go see a movie. They keep raising ticket prices every year. It goes up a little bit, okay? So, yeah, of course, a movie's going to make, more money than a movie did 10 years ago, because the movie tickets cost more. And that's the thing that I get tired of these sort of, well, look, this movie had a record-breaking weekend, and it's every fucking weekend. Every weekend they're announcing, oh, well, this movie made record numbers. Yeah, it costs a shitload of money to go to the movies. My Stop the Hate this, the blog, this coming Tuesday. I'm going to spoil what it is. It's the top 6 movies I'm looking forward to in 2013. Okay? And you might say to yourself, top 6, James, now that's an odd number to choose. Why top 6? Because that's all I got. That's all I got for what I want to see next year. Okay, and I picked 6 movies that I genuinely see. My benchmark now for me is like I think about the DVD shelf. Okay, and I ask myself this: if I were rocketed into outer space with only what is in this room, what could I not live without? What is it like I would say to myself, well, I can't go unless I have this. I gotta have this. And I mean, this year, for instance, it would be the Avengers. It would be Dark Knight Rises. It would be the first Hobbit installment. But that'd be kind of it. I mean, Prometheus is a big maybe. I mean, Prometheus might be amazing. I'm betting it will be. But I don't know. It's not a movie. And here's the other thing too. And you're going to see this. I'm going to do like kind of a pro con thing on this top 6 list. Um, and I'll spoil one for you. Okay, at the bottom of the list at number 6 is Man of Steel. The pro is it's Superman. Of course, I want to see a new Superman movie. It's Christopher Nolan producing it. It's Zack Snyder directing it. Very talented men. Of course, I want to see Superman's my favorite hero. The con for that, I've seen a Superman movie. I've seen a great Superman movie. I've seen 3 great Superman movies: Superman, Superman 2, and Superman Returns. Um, yeah, I've seen Superman. If I'm rocketed into outer space and I don't have Man of Steel on that shelf, I'm all right with it. Movies that don't make the list: Iron Man 3 and Thor 2 aren't on my list for next year of movies that I'm really psyched for. You know why? Because I really could give a shit anymore. Avengers was amazing, and I'm sure Iron Man 3 will be good. I'm sure Thor 2 will be good. However, it's just like I said it, I think I said it in Tim Deanna's podcast. You showed me the face of God with Avengers. You can't go back to the individual thing and expect me to really get psyched about it. I've seen the top of the mountain. So Iron Man 3 and Thor 2 are sort of, I don't care. Um, a lot of the movies on the list that I am looking forward to are sequels. Um, and the con for all of them is, yeah, and here's the thing: of the top 6 movies, only the number 1 movie for me for next year is like I have to have that. I have to have that on this shelf. I would not be rocketed into outer space unless I had that movie on this shelf. Everything else, it's sort of like, oh yeah, I want to see that. But if I never saw it, if I never, you know, had this sequel or remake or continuation, I'd be okay with it. And that's a sorry state for me because I'm a movie nerd. I love movies. I'm a movie nerd more than I am anything else. Uh, More than literature by far. I mean, you would think that being a writer, I'd be a literary nerd, um, and not so much. It's always been movies. I mean, I always thought my books were very cinematic. Like if you read them, it's sort of like they're little movies. Well, I always thought of them as like adaptations of great movies. Is what I always thought of them as. If you've ever read an adaptation, like a really good adaptation of a movie, but in novel form, that's what I always thought of my stuff as because I'm always thinking of it in terms of movies. Um, so for me to only have 6 movies that I'm looking forward to, and for only one of them to be one that to me I'm really genuinely excited about, um, is a sorry state of affairs. And that's why, to me, when I hear Avengers crossed $1 billion mark, and it's sort of like that's kind of what's killing it for me. That's what's doing it. Is it's all about numbers now, and it's all about sequels and remakes and reboots, and how many times can we go over the same ground? And I've countless times defended reboots and remakes and sequels in Stop the Hate. Um, but that was 2 years ago or more, and it's at the time I was sort of like, yeah, of course I want to see a reboot of Nightmare on Elm Street. I want Freddy Krueger to live forever, and I want Jason to live forever, and bring back Batman, bring back Superman, bring back. And then it got to the point where, okay, we're bringing back Spider-Man. 10 years after the first, like 4 or 5 years after the last Spider-Man movie. We're already bringing back Spider-Man. Oh, all right. Fantastic Four. Wait, we're redoing them. We just saw Fantastic Four. Wait, who else? Daredevil. We're already redoing Daredevil. And you get to the point where it's like, oh fuck, where it's going to be the same thing over and over and over and over when you go to the movies, and it's one of the reasons why I stay at home. Bringing me to my last point, my fuck about before I make my announcement, and that is how to save you money. How to save you money. How have I been saving money? It's tough times economically, tough times. Even though Avengers is making $1 billion, it's still tough times economically. I'm not exempt from it, and here's the thing. Here's how I'm saving money. Okay, first of all, my criteria for going to the movies, like I said, has changed. If I can't see it on this DVD shelf, I don't go see it. And even sometimes, like Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol. I love the the 3 Mission Impossible movies. And Ghost Protocol looked good, the trailer looked good, and then the movie came out, all the reviews were spectacular. It was like, this is the best. Not only is this the best, but people were saying this was the best action movie in years and years. And I thought to myself, I'm gonna want to see that. I'll probably go see it and really enjoy it. And then I'll want to buy it and put it on the DVD shelf. So I'm just going to buy it and put it on the DVD shelf, and I'm not going to go to see it in the theater. And I didn't. I skipped it. I did the same thing with Harold and Kumar 3. I love the first 2 Harold and Kumar movies. The third one got really good reviews. And I'm not talking about like fucking Time magazine and shit. I don't really care about them. I care what Jeremy John says. I care what Schmoes Knows say. I care what Peter Rollis says, because those are the guys on YouTube, they're YouTube reviewers that I more identify with. Their tastes are more in line with my tastes, so I listen to more of their opinions. So I just, a lot of times, skip movies now. Unless it's something like Avengers, like Dark Knight Rises, which I'll see, Prometheus, which I'll see. Those are really, for me, the only 3 movies this summer that are absolutely must-see movies. Gonna see them. Expendables 2, kind of, maybe. Depends. Total Recall, maybe. Ted, maybe. I mean, again, I would like to see these movies, just maybe not in the theater. And also, I've got a library down the street where I can rent movies for free. So I don't buy movies anymore as much as I used to. I mean, if you've been paying attention to the progression of the DVD shelf, you can see the Enterprise back there, right there. Okay. That's how much space I have left for DVDs. And if you've been paying attention, it hasn't really grown because my criteria for buying DVDs has changed. I don't buy as many as I used to because there's digital download. I can go to the library and rent anything I want for free, or at most like 50 cents a day, which if you just rent something, watch it that night, and return it, that's not bad. And I'm doing that now with TV. The biggest way I've saved money in these tough times, I have gotten rid of cable. Because if you're like me, TV sucks now. There's not really much that I watch. There's 5 shows that I absolutely must watch every week. Walking Dead, 30 Rock, Family Guy, American Dad, and Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes. Those are the 5. Okay? And so I was paying like $80 to $90 a month for cable for 5 shows. Everything else I watched on Netflix. I watched Doctor Who on Netflix every night. I was watching Lost for, I watched the entire span of that. I was never switching over to cable. So I thought to myself, I've got a PlayStation 3. There's a PlayStation Store. You can download the TV shows on the PlayStation Store for $1.99 each. Just download the shows you want. And so that's what I've been doing, and it has saved me a ton of money. And the great thing is that you could look forward to your shows, but you could also look forward to when they're not on. Because when they go on summer hiatus, suddenly there's no cable bill. There's no TV bill at all. When you could say, American Dad's not on this week. Oh, well, that's okay. I needed to save a couple bucks anyway. It sort of gives you something to look forward to. Even if your show's not on, you save a little bit of money. So that's what I've been doing to save money. And it's working out great for me. I mean, personally, I love it. I loved my DVR for a long time, but after a while, like I said, I realized I just wasn't watching anything on regular TV anymore. So that's my brilliant solution to your money problems. Now for the announcement. Mini announcement first. The documentary is moving forward. I have talked to the director. We're still not making the announcement yet on who it is, but we're going to be making it soon. As soon as he feels like he's really got a good grasp on it, and he's thinking about it. He's telling me his ideas, and I really like where he's going with this. As soon as that happens, we're going to do a podcast or we'll do a video or something where the announcement is made. So the documentary is moving forward. But finally, I've fucked about for 16 minutes and 39 seconds. Here's the announcement, and I'm going to make it quick because you've been patient, and I don't want to keep you waiting too long. Anybody ever heard of the Mercury Theater with Orson Welles? They used to do Shakespeare, but they also would do radio programs. And I was thinking about this the other day, how we do podcasts on this site. Manic Expression doesn't do podcasts as much as it should. We've done the one, and we haven't done another one since, but those will come. But Tim Deanna does podcasts, obviously. Comic Book Cast does podcasts. But I was thinking, it would be interesting to do plays. Like, a lot of you do fiction, I do fiction. What if we just started putting on our own? This is a stupid name, I think, but it's just what came into my head. Podcast players. Okay? We've got a lot of people on the site who are talented performers. What if the writers wrote something and the performers performed it? And we do podcasts. And they're free to download for the members of this site, but then we put them on iTunes for $1.99, and we make a little bit of money. Because, like I said, times are tough. And, if it's your play going on, you keep the money. If it's my play going on, I keep the money. We've got musicians here who can do music. We've got people who can do sound mixing. We've got actors. We've got writers. Why don't we start putting this together? So, I proposing this idea. You guys can take it and run with it if you want to or not, but I'm going to take it and run with it because I have an idea for a play. And that's what I'm putting off right now. I haven't written anything in over 2 years. I have to sit down and start writing this thing today, but I have an idea for a play, and I need 6 people who feel they can perform. This is going to be a drama. So people who can actually feel like they can perform, who feel like they can give performances. And somebody who would be willing to work with me on a sound mix of it. And I need 5 guys, 1 girl for the performers. And I'd like to put on a play. If anybody wants to have a little bit of fun and put on a play with me, I think this would be kind of a neat thing to do. And, people have been talking about wanting to do crossovers. This would be an interesting way to do it. To do fiction, to do plays, to do like a radio play. I think it'd be an interesting thing, experiment. I want to do it. I hope you guys want to do it too. Email me if you're interested. But I think that we should start doing this. And if anybody has anything that they want to do, I don't know about fan fiction because I don't know about rights and stuff. Like, I don't want to do like Han Solo meets Captain Kirk fan fiction thing and find out I'm getting sued because, Lucasfilms, Lucasfilms who don't fuck around, by the way. I've talked to Lucasfilms recently about a great T-shirt that Oliver did for my Let Han Solo Dance thing that I said in the Stop the Hate on Fun video. And Lucasfilm don't fuck around. I was very nice. I was like, hey, I don't know what the rules are for this. What do you think? I mean, I understand if you say no, but just I want to throw it out there. And I got this email back going, you can't do that. You can't do, we'll sue you. And they're real serious about like we own Han Solo. You can't do anything with Han Solo. I was like, dude, chill out. I was just asking. I even give it to you. You have the rights to it. It's a cool looking thing, and I, thought maybe I could find out how to do this, but they don't fuck around. So I'm not sure about fan fiction. But if you got like an original thing that you want to do, um, hey, I think we could probably do it. I mean, you know, people here. I used to make movies, and when I made movies, I found a lot of people who just wanted to work, and they couldn't get anything other than maybe a background extra part or something. And uh, I would like to do the yeah. I said that's why I put my books in the web store. By the way, still up there, $5 each, good deal. Um, they're up there in the web store because I wanted to just say, you know what, I'm sick and tired of trying to get these on published and trying to get these in Kindle. And I finally did get them published, and the publisher botched the fucking job they did. Never fucking go with Ex Libris Publishing, by the way. Just don't. Um, but yeah, I'm sick of waiting around. I'm gonna try and get this play that I have in my head actually produced as a play. I have a friend here who I'm gonna talk to about it. But you know what? I don't have to fucking wait around for it. I've got people here who would probably want to do it with me. So let's just do it. Let's just fucking do this thing. And so I'm gonna now end this thing, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start writing. Um, but anybody who's interested, let me know. Thank you for listening to me just ramble and ramble. Like I said, I'm just fucking about. I don't. It's been a while since I've had to sit down and actually write. So I was putting it off. I'm gonna get to work now. Take care, everybody.